Have you ever wondered how people go from trading a demo account to trading a real money account without risking any of their own cash? It almost sounds too good to be true, right? Well, today I'll be explaining how that entire concept really isn't that outlandish, and more specifically, I'll be breaking down how sim-funded trading firms such as Apex Trader Funding really work, and trust me, it's not what you think. But very quickly before we get into all that, if you enjoy these types of explainer videos, let me know by hitting that like button. And of course, at any point in this video, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do not hesitate to let me know in a comment below, and I will do my best to get back to all of you. With all that being said, let's rock. First, the basics. Sim-funded trading means that you start out in a simulated environment. In fact, that's what SIM stands for. SIM stands for simulate. Think paper trading, but you have to follow a very specific set of rules that is set by each different firm. Generally, but not all the time, when you're in stage one, you have to pass an evaluation. You have to pass a test in this simulated environment. Most of the time, that means hitting a certain profit target without suffering a certain unrealized drawdown, and of course, while following a whole entire set of rules. Once again, just to be crystal clear here, the rules can change from firm to firm, but in a general sense, they relate to things such as trading X amount of days, not exceeding a certain amount of contracts, avoiding big market news events, and things within that particular domain. But obviously, whoever you choose to trade with, make sure you intimately know all the rules for that particular shop. But anyway, when you hit this profit target, once again, in a simulated environment without suffering a certain drawdown and following all the other rules, congratulations, you passed the evaluation. At that point, the firm would offer you a funded account, sometimes they're called a performance account, and that's where you can get paid real money based on your trading performance in a simulated environment. And that's exactly the kicker. Even in these funded accounts, they're still sim accounts. They're still simulated accounts. They're paper trading accounts. Or to put that another way, your orders aren't going to the actual market. It's still in that simulated environment. The magic is in how these firms handle the real money payouts. Now, you're probably rightfully thinking,
how in the world do they afford to pay out traders if it's all in a simulated paper trading environment?
The answer is simple. Most traders fail in the evaluation stage. These sim-funded firms make money from evaluation fees, resets, and scaling plans. Only a very small percentage of traders are able to pass the eval, go to a performance or funded accounts, follow all the rules, and get to the stage where they can actually request a payout. These firms all know, and I'm making up hypothetical numbers here, that if 50 people all sign up and they all pay $100 in the eval test fee, and then only one of those traders cashes out for $2K, they're still net ahead. In fact, when this scales, they could be massively net ahead. But wait, there's more. If they're able to find a real superstar trader, they can then eventually partner with them and fund their account with real money to make real returns, real profits, and obviously it's just a profit split system for them. So in more ways than one, this is simply just a numbers game. Most traders do not do well. Trading is a very difficult thing, and that eval fee ends up just going straight into the pocket of the firm. But then for people who are true legit traders, when the profits grow and grow and grow, they can eventually go to the real market, and then once again, it's just a pure partnership. It's a numbers game to take most of the money from failing traders, and then also a numbers game to identify the good traders and partner with them. If you ask me, that's a pretty freaking smart business model. In all reality, I'm jealous I didn't think of it. So very quickly, just to make sure we're all on the same page, stage one of sim-funded trading is when you trade on a fake money account. Your orders are not truly going to a market, and you are looking to pass an evaluation. Generally, you have to hit a certain profit target without suffering a certain unrealized drawdown, following other rules, and you can pass the test, which is stage two, when you go to a funded account. And even though it's called a funded account, you're still trading with not real money. It's still a simulated environment. In that environment, if you do well, you can get real money payouts. And then if you do really well in stage two, then you can move on to stage three. And stage three is when you're trading with a real money account, and it's more of a profit split system directly with the company. And now this leads us to the biggest question of the entire video. Is it worth it? Honestly, it can be, but it is by no means easy. Please don't forget the fact that trading in a general sense is extremely difficult. However, if you are a consistent trader, this can be extremely lucrative. For example, I'm filming this video in April, and thus far, year to date, I've been paid out $200,000, and my eval fees and all the other related fees is only roughly 20 grand, as in I've 10x'd my money. But to be fair, I've been trading for over a decade, and even I still struggle, especially on the discipline side of things. In all reality, if you're new to trading, I'm pretty jealous of you. When I first started trading, you had to trade with a paper account to learn what was going on, and then when you felt comfortable, you had to take the dive, just feet first, leap of faith into trading with your own funded account. You kind of go from 0 to 100 very quickly. In my mind, I think of this sim-to-funded industry as that beautiful in-between. Instead of a paper account where there's no risk, no reward, and you're figuring out the mechanics, this is that nice in-between where you have a little bit of risk, whatever you choose to put on your credit card bill. But however, if you do well and refine your methodology and figure out what you really want to do, you can get real legit payouts. And like I said, that's the nice in-between before trading your own fully funded account where you're taking on all of the risk. If you're just randomly gambling on all your trades, I'm going to be honest, this will just become a very expensive hobby. But if you're working to refine your trading edge and your overall trading methodology while staying on that pathway of a disciplined trader, this is an excellent way to trade with larger size without risking your own life savings. The biggest mistake I see traders making is rushing into this without having a real system. It's much more guessing and random hopium than anything else. The market is here to stay. It's not going to disappear, so take your time, be patient, work on an actual trading system, and then when you're dialed in, hit it and hit it hard. Overall, I am a massive fan of the sim-to-funded industry, and I'm not alone. It is by far the fastest growing thing in the entire retail trading space, and it makes sense. It is that perfect in between. When you're working on a paper trading account, it's great for the mechanics, but really you don't get the emotional side of things. On the other side, you could risk all of your own money, but that's quite the leap. I view the sim-to-funded industry to be that perfect in between, where you have a little bit of risk, and yet if you do well, you could also get reward. In fact, here's what I would pitch to everyone. Start on a paper trading account. No risk, no reward, and it lets you figure out those mechanics. Then, when you're ready for it, take on a little bit of risk, refine your trading system, and when you're finally hitting it in the sim-to-funded environment, you're gonna get real payouts. And when you're doing that time and time again, not only are you building up confidence in your trading system that you found a true edge, but you have all those payouts that you can then use to fund your own personal real money account. Like I said, it is that perfect in-between. It is that perfect bridge between a paper account and your own real money account. And to wrap this up, 2 quick reminders. Please don't forget that you are still trading. Trading in itself is difficult. Don't assume that sim-to-funded trading is going to be magically easier than normal trading. Trading is trading. And also don't forget the fact that even though a lot of these rules overlap, there are nuanced differences between these sim-to-funded firms. So make sure you are using the one that is most advantageous. It increases your chances of being successful on that particular firm. So make sure you know all the rule sets and you're really using one that is best for you. Also, don't forget to check out the links in the description of this video because I have a standalone video that explains the most efficient way to pass the evaluations. I have another video explaining how you know what account size to pick and which one's best for you. And then I also have another one that explains kind of the rules and some of the confusion around them. So if you're looking for that more detailed information, make sure you check out those links in the description of this video. If you found this breakdown to be helpful, don't forget to smash the like button. It helps me out way more than you could imagine. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know in a comment below. I'll get back to as many of you as I possibly can. And of course, thank you. I truly appreciate you making it to this point in the video. I appreciate all the good vibes, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.